What is going on, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Instant Replay, your favorite sports podcast. I'm your host, Zohaib Naqvi. We just finished editing this podcast, and I'm telling you, this is straight fire. We had Babar Khan, who's a huge Toronto Raptors fan, a big basketball enthusiast in general, and we had him on to the podcast to talk about the Toronto Raptors in the Milwaukee series, what's going on. It's tied 2-2 right now. And so Babar shares some interesting insights, what he thinks from his perspective of what needs to happen to get Raptors over the hump. And then we also dive into the other series in the NBA playoffs. Enjoy this podcast. I'm telling you, this is straight fire.
I'm sure you know my brother.
Yeah, he gets a little emotional.
He's crazy at the games, man.
Is he?
Oh, man.
I've actually never been to a game.
You never been to a game with him?
No, I don't think so.
Well, then you're lucky.
Yeah.
Or
if I did, it might have been a blowout.
We went to the game in this past year when Minnesota was at home.
Yeah.
I took him, I think, for his birthday.
Yeah.
Or he might have taken me. I'm not sure. And they've got that Russian guy on his. There's some rookie Russian on it.
Minnesota.
He's like a tall guy. He can shoot the three.
Okay.
He's obviously very new.
Yeah.
I think his parents live in Toronto.
Okay.
Because there were these guys there was an older gentleman. He was like very passionate every time his son touched the ball or the guy touched the ball.
Yeah.
So I was convinced that was his parents or some sort of family. It wasn't like a typical fan. You could tell, right?
Yeah.
My brother's going crazy. Like, as soon
that's
as he
normal,
makes a bucket and like, he's like, sit your ass down. He's
that's
like,
totally normal.
I'm like, yo, chill out, man. That might be the guy's family.
Yeah.
But he doesn't care, man. Yo, he's a passionate fan, and you know what? Sometimes he might say things inappropriately, but you know it just comes in the emotions thing. But he means good, right?
He's a huge fan, man. He's a huge fan when it comes to any of the Toronto sports, and he definitely knows his basketball.
Yeah, he knows. He definitely knows. Like, I think I even get a lot from him as well. But
yeah.
You know, a lot of the times fans tend to speak based on opinion rather than sometimes
totally
facts.
Totally.
But he has a lot of his facts and then he puts his opinion in as well.
Which is the right way to do it.
Which is the right way to do it, right?
You don't necessarily need to agree with everything that's in mainstream, right? Like,
no, obviously not. Like I listened to I used to listen to like First Take a few years ago because of Skip Bayless and those guys, right?
Yeah.
Just to see how like ridiculous some of the takes were, right? I'm a big fan of Bill Simmons' podcast. Like,
huge fan.
Ringer, Bill
Jalen
Simmons.
Jacoby?
Yeah, those guys too.
Those guys are really
I don't
good.
listen to them that much anymore, but I mean, if I see a random article or anything that pops up around, I'll definitely give it a read.
Yeah.
But Bill Simmons, a huge, big fan of him.
Yeah,
and,
he's
really
he's
a diehard Celtics fan, but he keeps it real. He does keep it real.
Yeah.
And
just recently, I don't know if you've been keeping up, but he's been talking about how the only team right now that could possibly get upset in the first round for sure is the Celtics. Like, that's his own team.
Yeah.
Right? And that's him keeping it real.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because he knows with what's happening with the Bulls and the Celtics and the matchups and everything, it's just the way it is.
Yeah, for sure.
Right?
Man.
I mean, I don't know what's going to happen for that series at the end of the day, but so far, I mean, with Rondo out, I don't know if you have a take. I think both still are going to win. I don't think there's that much the Celtics can do. I think, next game is going to be the deciding game. Yeah. If Celtics win next game, they're going to win the series.
But this is my take on the Celtics and Bulls series very quickly, okay?
Yeah.
For Celtics to win that series or even to be successful in the playoffs, Isaiah Thomas can't score more than like 27 points, 25 to 27 points.
Are you saying that because he can't have all the shots?
He can't have all the shots.
There you go.
So for them to win, you got to get 15 to 17 points from Bradley.
Right.
You need Crowder to give you like 15.
Right.
You need Marcus Smart to give you like 12 to 15.
Right.
If Thomas puts out 40 for you,
sure,
I'm guaranteeing you right now they're not winning the game.
Yeah.
Like, you see, like, but the thing is, like, you can make the same argument on the other side for like Butler, right? If Butler doesn't put up his points, like, Chicago's not in the game, but they also have Dwayne Wade, who even on his like last ankle is going to be able to give you like 15 to 20 points comfortably, easily, right?
Yep.
And they have a Zipser, like these guys just out of nowhere, like starting to make some buckets.
I know.
The guy who never gets any respect is Robin Lopez.
Ever.
Like, he's
well,
just
we don't like him. We don't like him here in Toronto because of the recent,
that Ibaka thing was
Ibaka thing.
That was just a lot of emotions. But,
that was a ton of emotions.
But
that was awesome, though.
Lopez, is never gonna be as good as his older his brother Brook Lopez. But yo, man, look at him, man. They're not respecting his jumper whatsoever.
Totally, and he's nailing all the mid-range stuff.
Man.
Yep, totally.
He wasn't grabbing. I think the last stat was like he grabbed like 5 rebounds.
Yeah.
In the last averaging 5 rebounds in the last 20 games.
Yeah.
He's averaging way more than that because the thing with Boston is you have a very deep team.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter in the playoffs anymore, right? You can't play 12 players, 13 players.
Well, you know what I've always found the problem with Boston is when everyone was bringing up Isaiah as MVP.
Yeah.
Like this MVP discussion, he's averaging almost 30 points a game, that type of thing was, okay, listen, when the playoffs start, the game's going to slow down, right? If you match up him with any other backcourt, right? Celtics backcourt with any other backcourt, what's he going to do to stop John Wall? What's he going to do to stop Lowry? What's he going to do to stop Kyrie? What's he going to do? Period. Right? Any of the elite point guards, even to a certain extent, Kemba Walker. Any of those guys, if they had made the playoffs, or Kemba in Kemba's case, I don't think he can stop anyone defensively. He's like a liability.
But, he has a lot of heart, man.
Okay.
I'll give him.
We'll give him that. I won't
you're
disagree.
Right. He can't play in the fourth quarter when the game's on the line. He's gonna be off the court.
That's what I mean.
And that's where I think you cannot get the MVP consideration. And honestly, I don't even have him anywhere in the MVP consideration.
I mean, yeah, no. Who do you have in the MVP, real quick?
Who's
your MVP? Now season's over, so you have to have.
Who's my MVP? LeBron James.
Oh, you're one. Okay, fair enough though. No, listen, I'm a diehard LeBron fan. I hate
LeBron.
What?
I don't like LeBron anymore.
What?
I don't like LeBron anymore.
I remember. What are you talking about? I remember when he was in Miami, you used to cheer for him.
I know, huge fan for LeBron.
Yo, that's whack, man. That's whack. Why?
I appreciate his greatness. I definitely do. I just hate that the reason he went back to Cleveland was simply he wanted to play with a younger group of players. None of that letter that he said that, I don't want a kid to grow up in Akron to know that they're here. I'm like, that's BS, man. Come on. You knew very well.
Yo, that was well marketed. I bought into it. He went home to win.
I know, but bro, that's easy, right? Because it's he's coming back to Cleveland. Cleveland's, had the crappy all professional sports on winning anything.
Totally.
But just say that. Just say that you're coming back. And don't throw these things in there saying, I'm coming back because I don't want a kid to grow up, look up to me and think,
So you would have rather had him say, I'm going to bring a championship to Cleveland.
Yeah, straight up. Just say that. Just say I'm coming home.
Isn't that kind of between the lines what he means?
Oh, man, because you got to...
Were you happy last year when he won? Come on.
Not really.
Cleveland hadn't won in a long time.
I don't like Cleveland. I don't like the city of Cleveland.
I don't know if anyone likes the city of Cleveland.
But you know what? What they did was phenomenal, man. The fact that, but man, a lot of things went right for them too, man.
Tons.
That Draymond thing, in my opinion, shouldn't have been a suspension. But the thing is, it just was kind of compounded on and on.
Yeah, because of the Steve Adams.
But I think Bogut's injury that people don't take seriously was huge, man. As soon as he went out, all the lanes opened up. LeBron's going in. Kyrie's easily going in. It's but that shot that Kyrie made, man.
Irving and Curry, one-on-one. Irving puts it up. It's good! Kyrie Irving from downtown! And the Cavaliers by 3.
I think that's...
What about the block?
The block was just...
The block was
It's goosebumps, man.
Yeah,
Goosebumps, right?
Iguodala to Curry. Back to Iguodala. Up for the layup. Oh, blocked by James! LeBron James with the rejection.
But I think one thing, I look at Curry, that's going to haunt him, man. That shot is going to haunt Curry. That Irving made over him.
You think so, eh?
Oh, man. Because that's the thing, right? That shot doesn't go in. That layup goes in. That shot doesn't happen, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, even though Iguodala gets a layup, but it's Curry passing it, but whatever.
Yeah.
And then Curry's in that other dimension in legacy already, right? But now it's just and everyone hates Steph Curry. All the other players.
Oh yeah,
hate Steph
I heard about
Curry.
that.
Babyface,
totally.
Very well liked family.
Yep.
Gorgeous looking wife, as people say, and it's just they hate him.
It's everyone came from the inner city, he's so privileged. He came from an NBA player, and now he's getting all this attention. Yeah, no, 100% agree with you. 100% agree.
But I think LeBron's the MVP.
Yeah.
I think the person that should win it is James Harden.
Oh, me too.
And I'll just be honest with you. My favorite player in the NBA is Kawhi Leonard. The reason why I haven't mentioned him is because I think it's generic stats that everyone looks at, points, rebounds.
Yeah.
They're not as...
So who's your defensive player of the year?
I would give it to Kawhi again.
Yeah? Okay.
But even though numbers are not on his side, because when he's off the floor, I think based on the season ending, I think the last time I checked, they were about 9 points better.
Okay.
But I think that's also because of like the system that they play.
Absolutely.
Times. But man, have you seen Kawhi? Kawhi plays the best player on
every single night. And then he has to be productive on the offensive side too.
And I saw like a ridiculous stat the other day where they said like, you know, the players that are the last to get back on a play off a rebound.
Yeah.
And obviously you get the typical players, Westbrook, LeBron, Harden, Lowry, DeRozan are up there as well.
Yeah.
Paul George, the lazy ones to always get back.
Yeah.
Leonard's not on that list.
Obviously
and that
not.
stat might be meaningless, but Leonard is single-handedly the reason why San Antonio is even up 2-1. Like, no Leonard on that team, San Antonio is not winning 60 games.
No,
I don't care what anyone
chance.
says about
No
the
chance.
system.
No way.
LaMarcus Aldridge is not an all-star. Like,
Yeah.
I want people to stop even
Seriously,
thinking
he's
not an
dropped
all-star.
off, eh?
He's dropped off.
Like, compared to when that signing happened and everyone thought Spurs,
Yeah.
oh no. You know,
And
when he was in Portland.
Maybe that's the fault of the system, maybe not. I don't know. But I just feel like LaMarcus Aldridge, again, will never be your number one option.
Right.
It's probably your number 3 option.
Right.
But he's a very solid player.
Right.
But he's just not an all-star. Plus, in the West, a lot of players can't even crack the all-star team.
Totally.
From reserves.
For me, the defensive player, we just did this last episode, but defensive player was Rudy Gobert. I thought hands down, this guy, Utah is the third best defense in the NBA, right? Utah is also in terms of when he's on. So there's this crazy stat that he's one of the only bigs this year. I can't remember what it was. It was like, I can't remember the exact numbers. It was like 1,000 points, 200 rebounds, so 500 rebounds, 200 blocks, something ridiculous. And the only other players, there were 12 other players that had done that stat. And it was like Hakeem, Wilt, Shaq, like the elite of Dwight, the elite of the elite centers when they were in their prime. And he was in that group. You know what I mean? And to me, it just seems like you say, it's not necessarily always about the numbers, but when someone drives into the paint and they say Rudy Gobert, they're gonna stop. They're gonna think twice. You know what I mean? And that's, to me, makes a huge impact. And that's never gonna show up on the stat sheet.
Just look at the series. Game 2, Lob City was all over everyone. No Rudy Gobert.
Totally.
And obviously, Game 3, they haven't had him as well.
Utah would have won that series.
I think Utah's still gonna win. I think Utah's still gonna win.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah,
I don't
think
think
Utah's
so,
still gonna win.
Well, Blake just went down, so
yeah. So I think they're like now even.
Yeah.
And if Gobert even comes back, I mean, even at like 70%, I think it's gonna be a huge task for like DeAndre Jordan is not gonna be able to like handle. Like he can't get the same dunks.
Yeah,
is what I'm saying pretty much. So.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about the series that we want to talk about.
Okay.
We just got back from Game 4.
Yeah, Game 4. Yeah.
Toronto Raptors.
Crazy.
Tie up the series, man.
Yeah. 2-2. I think, you know what? The big change, Norman Powell, man.
That is the biggest change.
One of my, I consider my older brother. He's a pretty much straight up Raptors. Hates how the style of basketball we play.
Yeah.
And he kept saying Norman Powell for the first 3 games, right?
Yeah.
And the only thing I was saying that I'd be hesitant to putting in Norman Powell was because he's not as tall.
Totally.
Right?
And you're dealing with the Milwaukee team, far more length.
Exactly. But, man, just watching the game today, it's evident now more than ever. Norman Powell needs to get more minutes in this series, regardless of the matchup. But I'll tell you one person I don't want to see on the court anymore is Corey Joseph.
Oh, that's him? Oh, yeah. I'll tell you the guy that I don't
and
want to
Carroll.
Oh, there we go. Carroll, that's the guy.
That's 100%.
I was going to say, that guy needs to be benched.
Yeah.
Like, PJ Tucker should be starting. At least, like, Carroll's shot today, I think it was in the teens in terms of percentage of what his field goal percentage was. If he's not giving you offense, he's sure as hell not playing defense right now.
Exactly.
So then, I mean, PJ Tucker can do what he's doing better.
See, so today we started Ibaka. We started Carroll, Lowry, DeRozan, Powell, and Ibaka,
There
right?
we go, yeah.
My thing is, like, take Carroll out.
Totally.
And bring in either Patterson or start Tucker. I don't mind start Tucker. The thing is, I like Tucker's defense. It's crazy. But the problem with me is, like, I love him a lot and, like, the hustle and the tenacity he brings.
Yeah.
But, man, he can't knock the 3 consistently. So I always feel like he's going to be in the corner, not going to get the respect. And if you don't make it, it's just going to be the same thing, right? And today he had, like, a couple of good looks.
Yeah.
It just didn't go down, man.
Totally agree with you. I agree with you. But, I mean, Carroll's not knocking anything down either.
Carroll, I'm taking out.
Take
Carroll,
him
taking
out. Then bring in Patterson. But I know in the past Patterson's had issues when he's been starting, as opposed to coming off the bench. Like he's comfortable.
But he's not even giving us anything off the bench.
Yeah, I
don't even know
what
to do. Maybe throw him in the starting lineup and see what he can do.
That's possible.
But you know what the big thing I was disappointed in today, which I think we shouldn't go away from is, but like Ibaka just missed open shots.
Oh, tons of open shots.
And I think for DeRozan and Lowry to, I guess, do what they do, which is holding the ball a bit too longer and get the driving lanes.
Yeah,
Ibaka's got to hit those shots.
Totally.
If he doesn't hit those shots, you're not gonna get Monroe out. You're not gonna get Antetokounmpo out. You're not gonna get Middleton out.
Yeah.
You need those guys to respect your jumper.
Totally.
And when he starts knocking 1 or 2 threes down,
yeah,
man, then it makes it easier for DeRozan. But I think my beef with DeRozan is the same beef I've had for the last few years. Is you gotta make the pass right away. Don't hold the ball.
Gotcha.
Because the person that could be hesitant is Lowry. That's fine because he's the point guard, right? He can be hesitant and make those, decisions whether not to pull the trigger or not. But with DeRozan, when you know the double's coming to you, just make the pass.
A lot of times, though, the Raptors play the ball. They'll pass the ball to DeRozan to bring up the court. Have you noticed that?
Yeah,
in the fourth, they do that a lot.
That's not the guy should.
Totally agree with you.
Hold the ball.
Totally agree with you.
If I was to count some of the games in the regular season, and I could look at these last 4 games again, DeRozan with the ball in his hand from, let's say, the 22 out of the 24 shot clock, right? So 22 seconds left. He's either taking the shot at like 1 second left, or he passes it off at 3 seconds left.
Which is useless to the next guy.
Because you're screwing someone else's field goal percentage, right?
Totally, yeah.
And I don't respect that at all about DeRozan whatsoever.
Yeah.
He's improved every year. I'll give you that.
Totally.
Right? And
man,
this is where me and my brother agree about
really,
DeRozan.
really well this year.
But man, DeRozan's nowhere near that tier of players that can play
He's
both.
tier 2?
Man,
no, don't argue.
I don't
he's
know,
not.
man.
Come on.
So who do you put in tier 2?
The Gordon Haywards.
Okay, fine. Who else?
He's in that.
Who else?
Andrew Wiggins. Like, he's coming up into tier 2.
Okay, but Wiggins is like one more year. I think Wiggins already ahead of DeRozan, in my opinion.
Kevin Love would be kind of tier 2. Who else? Like,
Kevin Love's a power forward. I'm talking like shooting guards. So if you go, the thing with DeRozan is his defense is horrible. Like today was even more evident. Like I'm like, what are you playing?
Yeah, he doesn't play
these
defense.
Players,
he doesn't
right?
play defense.
He doesn't play defense well. But DeRozan doesn't have a 3-point shot, man.
He doesn't.
And
that's
you
actually
cannot
a big.
You cannot be in the conversation of Paul George, Jimmy Butler, James Harden.
Well, he's not with them.
You're not in them, but you're not anywhere close to them too because.
Okay, you're close.
In the playoffs, you're not gonna get the same respect that you get in the regular season with the whistle, right? When you drive. So with DeMar DeRozan, majority, like I would say, 9 out of his he averaged 27 this year. I would say close to 9 points out of his 27 for free throws.
Totally.
And he might get to the playoffs about 6 or 7 times, but you're not gonna put up well today he put up 33, but you're not gonna put that on a consistent time because you're not gonna get the same respect. And obviously, us being the Raptors, we never get the same respect as the other teams,
that's
right?
never going to be the case.
Yeah, but I hate to use that as an excuse, but I'm saying with DeRozan, he's got to make that pass, man. And it's like almost a hockey assist. He made one to Patterson threw it to Valanciunas, easy bucket inside.
Yeah.
Right? He's just got to make those plays, man.
Yeah.
I think sometimes it's that hockey assist that doesn't show up is what matters for DeRozan and Lowry. Like they got to dish the ball, man.
Right. Okay, so let's talk about Game 3 before we start talking about Game 4. What do you think of Game 3 quickly? In terms of so I'm watching the game.
Okay.
30-point game. My wife comes in. My wife's a Raptors fan because her brothers are naturally Raptor fans, and she's just become one over time, and with me as well. And so she came over, and she's watching the game with me. I've started from the beginning. She comes second half. She's like, oh, the first quarter is about to end. It was 30 points. And I'm like, no, that's the first half. And she was in shock. And so then I Google up, I'm like, what's the lowest, points ever scored? Clippers, 1999, scored 19 points in a half. Okay? Franchise for the Raptors is 29 points. We had a franchise low almost.
What? Yep.
That game. In a playoff. That's crazy in the playoffs to get 30 points in one half. I just don't understand, from my perspective, it just doesn't make sense how a team can go from being, at the start of the season when they started off, they were like one of the top offenses. Like we were talking about them being the most efficient offense in the history of the NBA to now where they're at, where they're scoring 30 points in a half. I was just in complete awe. You know what I mean?
Man, but the thing is, regular season can't translate into postseason, right?
Yeah, but it shouldn't be that much of a drop-off.
But that one game just shows you that we have a really bad coach. One. Doesn't mean that it's all his fault.
Doesn't this game? So I wasn't that impressed by Game 4 either.
No,
just so
I'm
you know.
not definitely.
Offensively.
But let me tell you one thing, okay? The way, okay, so for the fact that like, okay, you know, I don't even agree with our commentators, but like Leon's like in the warm up, these guys were like joking around, not even like sprinting through the layups, and I'm like, what does that have to do with anything? But you know what? A lot to do with focus. Like, did you see Milwaukee's crowd in Game 3?
Oh, bro.
I was disappointed.
Did you see Milwaukee's crowd today?
It was. I mean, they were going crazy, man.
At the end of the game, like
Bucks in 6. Yeah,
Bucks in 6. Well, that's what happens when you have like a team that's been hungry for the playoffs for the God knows how long.
And like that's how our crowd was when we played Brooklyn.
Oh yeah,
right. Our crowd was going crazy. But the thing, like, and that's another thing. But what I want to talk about it was like our focus for Game 3, right? Did you see our body language in the first quarter?
Yeah, we were defeated.
What is it? 30-12.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, and I was watching with my sisters and my wife was around, and I was just, and I'm like, we're gonna get blown out by like 25 today.
Yeah, I told my wife that at the start of the game, I'm like, I don't feel right about this game. Yeah. Something seems off in the warm-ups. You know when like Jack and Leo and all those guys are talking in the screen, and you see them in the background and joking around and stuff. I'm just like, something seems off right now. And I'm like, because the last 2 games have been extremely close, down to the wire. If not, the Bucks won Game 1, right? This is them coming at home. They're going to have the craziest amount of energy in terms of the fans, and that's going to result in them blowing us out. I did not, in my wildest dream, think it was going to be like a 30-40 point lead at any point in time, which it was. But, I mean, it just seemed like we were off on that game.
But the other thing I told my brother for Game 2, after Game 2, was we shot, 14 out of 30 from 3? That's not going to happen again. It's not. It's not going to happen again. So, I knew Game 3, those shots weren't going. And then in the starting, some of the open shots were open. Corey Joseph missing threes. You know, Ibaka missing some open threes. And guess what happened? In long rebounds, Giannis takes the ball. It's like 3 steps later. Dunk or a pass and someone else is getting open.
Yeah, it's literally 3 steps for the full court.
Yeah.
But let me tell you this. What's not going to happen again going forward? Giannis today shot 31% from the field. That won't happen again.
Won't happen again.
There's no way.
So this is the thing, right? When I looked at the first, I think 3 games or 2 games, I said you could say that in the first 4 games.
Yeah.
Their best player was Giannis, Monroe, and
number
Brogdon.
2. Yep.
Middleton in the first game shot poorly, but had a lot of assists.
I love Thon Maker too.
Oh, Thon Maker is crazy, man.
Yeah, he's crazy.
It's like, why is he representing Australia? Why not Canada, man? he's something else, man. What is he, 7'1" too?
He's massive.
Like, what is this, man?
Bro, he's so raw. That's the craziest part. Like, he has, like, they talk about, so KG talks about him, and KG's like, listen, I worked out with Giannis, I worked out with Thon, and these guys are so raw right now. Like, you're just seeing the surface of what Giannis can be. And you haven't even seen, like, he doesn't know skill, the word skill yet, Thon, in terms of what he can do with his body because of his length and his athleticism. Some of these blocks that he was doing to DeRozan in Game 1 and 2, like, he would be trailing DeRozan. Every time you think that DeRozan got by him and he's going up for a layup, swat.
But that
happened twice in the second half of the first game.
That's what the point I was making to my brother the other day. I'm like, you know, DeRozan and Lowry in other series. This is a very bad matchup for us, unfortunately.
Horrendous.
Right? When I looked at the matchups, and I was like, you know, if Raptors are really real about making a point this year, we'd beat Bucks in like 5, right? And some of my people were saying like, oh, we'll sweep Bucks, and I'm like, I look at the starting lineup, and I'm like, when your shortest guy is a point guard at 6'5",
yeah.
And Lowry's like not even 6 feet, but they say he's like 6'1" or whatever. But like Lowry's no taller than 6 feet, right?
Yeah.
Like that's gonna be a problem.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a problem for DeRozan to drive and do a reverse layup when you have Giannis, Monroe, Middleton, Antetokounmpo, anywhere they can whack your ball. And look how many blocks he had Game 1, Game 2, Game 3.
Brutal.
Even today to start off the game, DeRozan went in and Giannis missed him, but on the back end, blocked in like this. You saw that block on Powell, right, with his elbow?
Yeah, like some of those Giannis's blocks on these DeRozan and stuff. Like there was one on Game 1 at the end where he got a technical. I don't know.
Oh, that wasn't a technical, man.
That wasn't a technical at all, but that was nasty.
DeRozan's soft. I'm telling you, man, DeRozan's soft. DeRozan and Lowry are like the Clippers' big 3. They're soft.
No, stop it.
No, man, they are. I'm telling
they're not
you,
soft, man.
They complain. The thing is, man, you gotta just get up and just go back again and go in strong.
No, then you're gonna be like Mike Conley.
Man, but the thing is,
Take that for data.
You can't get upset because you're getting blocked and you're having a back game and you're losing at home on another game 1 in a series, right? Like, that was all building up, right? But you can't get all worked up because the opponent, like, obviously you should be pissed.
Yeah.
But you shouldn't be, like, showing your emotions and so that you want to try to fight someone or you're, like, you know, just make the basket next time.
Well, that's easier said than done.
No, but that's how it should be, right?
Make the basket.
Like, they're showing you up on your home court, right?
Yeah.
Like, we obviously got a split now, right? We should come in game 5 focused. Like, focused.
We should consider that a must-win.
It has to be a must-win.
It is a must-win.
I don't think
like we've just built ourselves buffer by going 2-2, but that doesn't mean jack. To be quite honest,
Yeah.
Game 5 is going to be the deciding
And man,
game.
in game 6 in Milwaukee is going to be nuts.
Oh, that's going to be bad.
It's going to be nuts. When is that game 6? Do you know? Is it going to be Wednesday?
I can check.
It's going to be Wednesday, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it'll be a Wednesday.
So that's going to be Wednesday or Thursday probably.
Yeah, that's going to be an absolute crazy game. And so, from my perspective, I mean, I'm watching this game. Firstly, I think the reason why Lowry is struggling is because of the fact that he's dealing with all this length. Brogdon, who's going to be my rookie of the year, in my opinion, is hands down like a lot. He knows what his role is, and he minimizes the amount of errors that he's doing. You know what I mean? Like, he's doing the right plays at the right time. He's not doing too much. He knows what he is capable of doing, and he fits into that system. And then on the back end, you have Dellavedova, who's just a pest, coming in. And so Lowry has averaged about 11 points per game over the first 3 games, which is horrible. 18 points tonight, which is great, and that all came pretty much in the second half, more or less. But he's just not that all-star that we had during the regular season. And that's why Shaq was saying very publicly, he's like, I've never seen Lowry put 2 to 3 games together that were really good in the postseason. That's why I don't trust him. That's why I'm picking Milwaukee. Because you need both those guys to do well. If not, Serge Ibaka needs to do well. Someone needs to pick up the weight.
I was disappointed in Serge Ibaka today. I really was.
Yeah,
I thought
but the rest of the
shots-
games in the series, like game 1, Serge Ibaka 19 and 14.
But you know the thing I expect a lot from Ibaka is because he's played in the Western
he's gone
Conference.
deep, yeah.
And he's gone deep, right?
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate to put
He's
that
gone
guy-
finals, yeah.
He's gone to finals, yeah. He went to finals with Durant and the OKC, right?
Yep.
But the reason I just expected more from Ibaka was because these are looks that are in his where he wants to be, like that 7-foot range,
And they're open.
Yeah. They gotta go in.
Yeah, totally agree with you. I couldn't agree with you more.
But to be honest, whether we win the series or not, if we win the series, we shouldn't re-sign Kyle Lowry.
Shut up, man.
I'm not joking.
Shut up,
I'm
man.
not joking. This is where my brother and I don't know if my brother still has the same take.
He doesn't. He definitely doesn't. I've spoken to him in like our friends group.
Does he want to keep
Yeah,
Lowry?
like we want to keep Lowry.
I don't.
Me too.
We can't.
Stop, man.
We can't.
Stop.
Sorry.
Stop. Who would you get?
Who would you get?
Yeah, who's your point
guard?
guard?
Got to rebuild. I think we should trade DeRozan too.
Who I also like, by the way, on our team already that we should give more
DeLon
minutes.
Wright.
There we go.
But I'll tell you, this
We
is
should
why I
give
said
more
earlier
minutes
on.
to him.
This is why I said earlier on. Corey Joseph shouldn't play anymore.
Oh, you give it to DeLon Wright.
DeLon Wright.
Yeah, okay. I don't.
And I'll tell you why.
I don't
because
mind
he gives you size.
Yeah.
He's a rookie. He might make some mistakes.
Yeah.
But you know what, man? I think if the 1 or 2 shots he takes, he has a better chance of those going in than like the 7-8 shots that Corey Joseph takes in a game.
Yeah.
Because the fact that, what was it, the game 2? Yeah, game 2 we won, right? So when we shot really well and Corey Joseph was like 3 for 3 from 3-pointer.
Yeah.
I was like, that's never going to happen.
That's never going to happen.
So,
That's not even his game.
That's not a real, assessment of who we are, right? And I'm
Totally.
like, I'd rather give it to DeLon Wright, who's very shifty, man. Have you seen his like moves where he goes that Euro step?
Yo,
move?
he's really good, man.
Man, I think we gotta give him more minutes. Powell more
I
minutes.
agree with you.
Wright's more minutes.
And especially like with this matchup with like Brogdon, who's also a long, lengthy point
and
guard.
Dellavedova, man.
This is the right guy.
Let Lowry play off the ball.
Totally.
Look, when Lowry and DeRozan play off the ball, look what happens. It's easy buckets for themselves or for Valanciunas or for Ibaka or whoever else is on the court.
Totally.
And that's where I want Lowry to be more off the ball and DeRozan. I hate DeRozan bringing the ball up. Obviously, Lowry's got to bring it. He's a point guard. But I hate DeRozan bringing the ball up.
So what do you think is okay? So game 5, what do you think happens? How does Milwaukee respond?
I think it's gonna be a very close game. Again.
I think it's gonna be
I think it's
inches. It's gonna be like a 2-3 point spread. It's gonna be really close.
Last 3 minutes are gonna come down to possession, and honestly, I'm gonna be freaking out. Because if we lose game 5, we're done in 6.
We're done in the series. Yeah.
And I'll tell you what's gonna happen in game 6. We're gonna get blown out if we lose game 5.
Yeah.
And it'll be the end of Casey, which I'll be happy.
Yeah.
But it'll be very disappointing because I
so
really think.
Let's talk about that. What do you think about KC in general?
So I've met Dwayne Casey
What
twice.
are his pros and what are his cons?
I met
in
Dwayne Casey
person.
twice, yeah.
Okay,
so
cool.
I met him once.
Did you say any of this to his face?
No, I didn't. So, I mean, I'm going to be respectful, but I met him when I went to Brooklyn.
Yeah.
When me and my buddy, we went to Brooklyn, and then I met him at the Eden Center. He was just shopping. And
Why'd you go to Brooklyn? For the series? The playoff series?
Playoff series.
Oh,
I sat
that's crazy.
courtside.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I sat courtside. Yeah,
That's awesome, man.
It was wicked experience. I got told off by Paul Pierce's wife. So
Oh,
I was
no.
talking match crap about his Paul Pierce. But, yeah, it was hilarious. She turned around and I got blinded because there was too much bling everywhere. But you know what? So this is the thing with the beef with Dwayne Casey. Right?
Yeah.
He's and I think my brother said this many times, and I actually agree with my brother on this. He's our Mark Jackson. We need like our Steve
You need
Kerr,
the next
or
guy.
We need the next guy, right?
You need the next guy.
And man, the thing is, he doesn't make adjustments. He can't make in-game adjustments.
Can't make in-game adjustments.
Like it took us almost. It took us
three games to decide what to do.
get Powell in. And you know what? You took Valanciunas out. I don't even think that was the right move. You should have taken Carroll out.
Yeah.
Taking Carroll out. Like, why are we letting this guy play 20, 25 minutes and he's not hitting threes? He's not playing defense. And then you don't even take him out.
Yeah.
And then, and you know, this is the biggest beef I have in Toronto with Toronto media too, okay? And I get it, man. I'm not a reporter.
Let it all out.
I'm not a reporter,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But why don't anyone ask any tough questions after the game?
Yeah.
Man, you know, in the American public, people
Yeah.
get eaten up. Quarterbacks, NBA superstars.
Yeah, they get
hockey, whatever.
totally.
They get eaten up, man. After your like performance, they're like, "What do you have to say about your performance?"
Yeah.
While our dudes are like, "Well, yeah, DeRozan had a bad game. He'll be back next." No, man. Like, why didn't you like make the right plays? You know, your shot wasn't dropping.
Even in the U.S., man, I think it's certain markets that are like championship pedigree markets that get that. Like L.A. will get that, Boston will get that, New York will get that.
So we only have one basketball team here. Toronto is really a Canada's team, right? So
Totally.
Yeah, it says Toronto Raptors, but it's Canadian. Like people in like
Vancouver,
Calgary, they're watching, right?
Yeah.
Like my point is like our people do not like criticize until like shit actually hits the fan, right?
Yeah.
Like Casey should have been fired after the Wizards 4-0 sweep.
Like if you think about
why didn't he not get fired?
Yeah.
Like he should have been fired.
He had a better regular season.
Because we
like
won
every year we've been
56
incrementally getting
Yeah.
better in terms of regular season, and then like to be quite honest, it's really hard to fire a guy that's consistently done better with the same group because like Masai is gonna be worried about the continuity. Everyone's gonna be worried about the continuity.
I agree. I know. I
Right?
think that's a huge thing with Ujiri is the continuity, right?
Totally.
And I didn't say anything bad about Ujiri after the first 2 or 3 years.
You
And
shouldn't be saying
I'm not
anything bad
anyways,
even after these moves
but
this season.
these moves are great, right? And I have no issues with these moves whatsoever.
Yeah.
I still think we should have gone and got another shooter. But
Okay.
then that's another, conversation. But
Yeah.
I really thought that we should have gone and got another shooter. Whether they were a good defender or not, just another person who could just come out and take a couple of shots and get him in.
Like a specialist,
Right?
Okay.
But my thing is, as we move forward, whatever happens in this, like if we get out in the first round, serious changes need to happen.
Blow it up.
Casey needs to go.
And here comes Lowry doesn't get re-signed.
Lowry gets signed and traded
Oh.
to another team.
Oh.
Sorry, I didn't say that earlier on.
Yeah.
Should get.
Who's going to take on a 31 at max?
You know what? Philadelphia should take him.
They do. That's funny. Your brother said the exact same thing.
Philadelphia or throw him at Phoenix. I don't know. Whatever. Like anyone, right? No, but the thing is, I want him to make his money, man. Like the thing is, these guys got to make their money, right?
Yeah.
Everyone wants to cash in and make their money. But man, for our future, we have. I'm not saying DeLon Wright's the answer. I'm not saying that at all. So I don't want you listeners to think, oh, this guy wants to put DeLon Wright in. That's not what I'm saying. But if you get Lowry for 4 more years, I'm guaranteeing you he's gonna break down
in
2 years.
Max.
We're gonna be stuck with that salary. DeRozan, you need to get a. I don't know what DeRozan needs to do, but he needs to add a 3-point game into his game ASAP.
I think he's gonna realize that though.
He needs, like, honestly, I think we can get some serious value for DeRozan. Like, throw him on the Western Conference teams. They'll, like, throw something back at us. But I think, like, we need to, like, go a different direction. We need a new coach. We need a better brand of basketball, man. I hate this ISO ball. I think when you play in a team, it's not hold the ball to, like, 2, 3, 1, shoot it. That's not real basketball.
Just look at how the Bucks are actually, like, they're, like, picking us apart with their ball movement.
Yeah.
It's amazing to watch. I actually never thought Jason Kidd as a good coach, to be quite honest. But if you actually go back to think about it, it's like Brooklyn Nets. Okay, they made it to the playoffs, right, with Jason Kidd. He moves over to Milwaukee. They make it to the playoffs with a young roster, super young.
Yeah.
You know, and they've got probably arguably the second best player in the conference, right? Playing with them. But at the end of the day, he's the one grooming their talent, and he's the one that's bringing them in, and he's actually putting them in positions to actually win, execute really well. Like, I'm so impressed by how the ball moves in and out and how great Greg Monroe's playing. Like in this series, 16-9 was he's average.
Detroit might be having buyer's remorse.
Oh, they picked between him or Andre
that's
Drummond,
what they did.
right?
And they literally did. And then you know what? Monroe's off the bench now.
Yeah.
And now, like I haven't looked up his contract, but when this guy's available, I'm sure some teams are gonna be like, yeah, this guy can come off my bench.
Oh man.
And if he can give me 16-8 or 16-9, we'll take that any day of the week.
Oh man,
right?
that's amazing.
But let me ask you this: Do
Yeah.
you think we should re-sign Ibaka? I mean, should we sign Ibaka?
I would say I don't know what the free agent class is in terms of power forwards. Like
Paul
who else?
Millsap will be available, but he's 34 years old.
No, Ibaka's still 27.
27, 28. Yeah.
27, 28.
So would you give Ibaka the max?
So you're basically asking me between Kyle Lowry
No,
and Ibaka.
because we can give both. We'll go into luxury tax.
Okay.
We have, I think, both players bird rights.
Well, I wouldn't give Lowry max. To answer your question, I would consider Ibaka, but I wouldn't give Lowry max.
You wouldn't give. Yeah, so that's my thing too. But I think Lowry is gonna get paid one way or another. I don't think Lowry's gonna take money, bro. DeRozan took max.
DeRozan's 27.
But
Lowry's
still,
32-ish.
But like, if that was the case, right? Like, yeah, you're right, 32-ish, fine. But like, this is Lowry's last contract.
Yeah,
Lowry's
I
gonna
agree
want
with you.
money, right?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. I don't think we should re-sign Lowry because it's just not gonna.
Bro, but like if you think about it from the perspective of Babar, like it's like okay, so you have Lowry and DeRozan, who's our backcourt for the last 5-6 years, give or take, right? That's like they're actually best friends off the court too.
Bro, I don't care about that.
You don't care about it. DeRozan might care about it.
So then tell DeRozan to give some of his money to Lowry, and he can take less. Right?
This is not how negotiations work, Babar. You can't just go to a player, transfer your salary over.
But Zoe, this is the thing, right? In the last 5 years, yes, we've been in the playoffs. We've got one Eastern Conference final by luck, in my opinion, because Miami
2 Game 7s.
2 Game 7s. Indiana, fine, we beat Indiana, but honestly, that was a very close series. Miami, we got lucky.
Yeah.
Valanciunas went down, but Whiteside went down too.
Yeah.
And they had rookies on that team at the time. If we played Miami this year in the first round, we wouldn't have beaten Miami.
Okay, I want to get your take before we wrap up for other series as well. So just specifically with regards to this series, so Game 5, which is on Monday, and Game 6, which is on Thursday. So there's a gap.
Yeah.
Okay, so Game 5, just give me a prediction here in terms of who wins. Are you just going to say the Raptors because you're a Raptors fan? Or there is hesitation. I can see it on your face, Babar.
You know what?
I'm expecting Giannis to come out with a big game.
Yeah, I think Giannis is gonna have 30.
Totally.
I think he's gonna have 30 points.
I think he's gonna drop 30 comfortably.
But I think we will win.
He's gonna demolish us, but I think we're gonna win really well.
101-97.
Yeah, like super close.
Very close.
Yeah, fair enough. And then Game 6. So you think it's gonna go to Game 7? Because you said Game 6.
No, I don't think it's gonna go to Game 7.
You think we're gonna go in?
I think we should win in 6. I'm just gonna let my bias kick in.
Makes no sense.
No, you know what? If you're asking me right now,
yeah,
straight up, I think we should win it in Game 6.
Okay,
we should.
Okay,
but that's obviously contingent if we win Game 5.
Totally.
Right? So, I mean, if we don't win Game 5, I still don't think it's going to Game 7. I think we're gonna lose in 6. So it's either us in 6 or them in 6.
Yeah.
Because man, I don't know. I don't know. Do the Raptors wait till Game 7 to wake up? Because we never win Game 1s in any series. So I don't know, man. I don't want to. I think we gotta win in 6. We have to. Because I think Cleveland's gonna win in 4 or 5.
Yeah, Cleveland's gonna win.
And then Cleveland's waiting for us.
Yeah, well,
if we get through.
Yeah, if we get through, that's a big if right now for us. For them, it's pretty much done. Done deal.
They're up 3-0.
I think it's going to 7. For us, I think it's going to 7, and I have no clue who's gonna end up winning. I'm gonna go with Toronto.
But man, you know what, man? Everyone's gonna say it's a huge disappointment, including myself. But when you look at it, man, the matchup is just a very.
I don't think it's a disappointment. I think the seeding makes it look like a disappointment, but that team, man, honestly, it's been playing really well throughout the season. I was watching, so at the start of the season, I was like, who's going to be your biggest surprise? And I'm like, Milwaukee's going to be my biggest surprise. And Charlotte, I thought, would make the playoffs as well.
I had Milwaukee and Minnesota as my biggest surprises. But
I had Minnesota on the Western Conference, which, totally messed up as well. But Milwaukee, I thought, was at the stage where they'd come 8th seed. or like 7th seed.
Yeah.
6th, much better than what they said. They were like 5th, 4th at one point during the
But
season.
you know what, man? If we would have played like Chicago or Indiana,
we could have got wrecked.
I think we would have lost.
We would have lost that too.
Because you imagine how bad
Every
that
single
is?
series, apart from
I wanted to play Atlanta.
That's the only series I felt comfortable. I was like,
imagine?
oh my god, if we face Washington, we would lose. Oh my god, if we face if we drop for 4th.
But
and
see,
5th,
that's the thing, though, right? Like, if we could already think that, then we know our team's not good enough based on matchups, and we just don't have good enough shooters. And simply, that's the difference between, like, if we had like 2 shooters that were shooting like 41%,
yeah.
we would be such a better team. And unfortunately, we couldn't get it because we had to go get Ibaka, which I 100% agree, and Tucker. But you know what? Tucker's great. I just think we should have made another trade to get another player.
Maybe this offseason then.
Yeah, but the thing is, we're not gonna keep this whole core together, right? Like,
Yeah.
so let's just say hypothetically, we beat the Bucks, right?
Yeah.
Do you think we have a chance against Cleveland?
No. I mean, it's the king.
So Bill Simmons.
king.
Yeah, no, but Bill Simmons says Toronto's the only team that he.
Yeah,
thinks
I know.
that. And I'm like, you know what? I understand the points he's made, but man, I don't know. Cleveland has a switch that can
no.
turn up and down.
I would think we do have a chance. Like when I say a chance, I mean like 6-game series. You know what I mean? Like I don't think it's gonna be like 4-0.
We had a 6-game last year, and they slapped us in like 4 of those games, like with 20+ points.
Hey man,
again,
we won
right?
2 games though.
I know.
Won 2 games.
But I think I think we match up somewhat pretty well. But I think again our problem's gonna come down to shooting, because they're gonna close in on Lowry and DeRozan.
Bro,
and they're gonna
Cleveland just plays 3-point basketball now.
That's all
they do.
That's all they play.
Like
But
it's some of the ugliest basketball I've seen, but that's what the game's turning into in general.
Yeah.
It's just like every single play is just kick it out.
But
for
I think
3.
Ibaka can neutralize Kevin Love. I think we have the upper hand.
Comfortably.
And Kyrie and Lowry's gonna be very like back and forth, but like who the hell?
Kyrie to me is not yeah, I agree with that. But Kyrie to me is not a great defensive player. So I mean like for him to stop Lowry, the reason why Malcolm Brogdon is doing well is because of his length. That's it.
Yeah.
Like Lowry would do well in this series against any other point guard. If you bring Delhi to the front, I bet you he'll do much better.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, Deldova's just like a 10-15 minute guy that comes in and it's hard, for the second unit. But
yeah, okay, so let's talk about the Cleveland Indiana series, because that actually has been closer than what
it's been
what
very
3-0
close.
it's saying, but every single game.
The third game Indiana should have won. You're up by 26.
God, humiliation
and you look at Larry
at
Bird's
their home.
face, and you look at Larry Bird's face, and he's like,
I gotta blow this up.
Yeah, he probably was like, I should have traded Paul George. And I'd have got all these assets back. But you know what, man? I think Paul George is gone. Like, he ain't gonna... Like,
Oh, I don't think he's
way.
signing back either.
He's not gonna sign back.
No, I don't think he's signing
But,
back.
you know...
I think he's going to LA. I think with Magic Johnson, I think he's gonna go to LA.
LA. But you know what, man? It's been a very close series. But you know, at the end, like, those games that are very close, it comes down to the last few possessions.
Totally.
And which team has the better, like, mental focus to make those decisions.
Do you think they survive? Like, this game 4?
I hope so, man. I wanted that series to go to like 6 games. I was thinking, Raps go to 6, they go to 6.
After game 1, I thought it was gonna go to like the full 7 games.
Yeah.
To be quite honest,
But-
game 2 was close. Game 3 was like unbelievable.
Well,
I
Jeff-
actually was stopped watching and I switched the channel to watch the Raptors.
Jeff Teagues called it that they're not gonna get swept. So let's see what happens. He's come out.
There's
But
been
who's
so many
Jeff
NBA players that have said that in the past. What else is he
Yeah.
supposed to say? Poor guy.
Jeff Teague, the guy who got traded so Schroeder could start.
Exactly. Okay, so then on the other side of the conference, we have OKC and Harden. And that's now getting a little bit more interesting.
It's 2-1 now. Rockets,
2-1
right?
with... Yeah,
Game
exactly.
4 in
But
OKC, right?
Game 1 was a blowout. Game 2 was very close, which
Yeah.
which the Thunder blew themselves because Russell Westbrook shot them out of the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Right? They went 4 for 18 in the fourth, which is like mind-boggling. People
I
take
think-
18 shots in a game. He took in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I know, man.
I don't know. So what's your take on Russell Westbrook in general?
So, people say that Westbrook doesn't have a lot of help, and fine. I mean, you can make the point.
He doesn't.
Yeah, I mean, hey, man, you got Steven Adams, you got Cantor,
Yeah.
you got Oladipo.
Yeah.
But it's the same thing I told you about Isaiah Thomas, right?
Yeah.
If you're putting up, he still wins you games. He put up 50 points, triple doubles. He's won and lost.
Yeah. He's 32-9 in the regular season when he puts a triple-double up.
Yeah. But, man, who cares about a triple-double?
No, but he's 32-9.
I know,
So that's
but-
proving
but-
that he's
but,
winning.
Like, if you get a triple-double, right? Like, so what?
I agree with you.
Right?
I agree with
but
you.
like my thing with Russell Westbrook is this, right? For him to get his points, he has one of the highest usage. Him and Harden have one of the highest usage in the league, right?
Yeah.
Harden's blown and destroyed the turnover record, which was like over 25 years.
Yeah.
Guess who's right behind him?
Yeah, I know.
Russell Westbrook.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? And these guys need the ball in their hands because they want to take all the shots, right?
Totally.
And with Westbrook, I love the guy's energy, motor. I think he's the fastest dude in the NBA. Maybe John Wall might be right up there, but fastest dude. But man, Westbrook, he can't do it by himself, but man, you have players around you. You can't be taking 40 shots a game.
Can't.
And expecting that, that one shot that you do give up to someone who hasn't taken a shot in about like 10 minutes of game time and expecting him to make it. You know what I mean? Westbrook's amazing, man.
So there's this. So I don't know. So on Fox, there's this guy, Cowherd.
Yeah, I listen to that guy.
Yeah, so that guy
too. Yeah.
So he's put out the stat where he's like, okay, Russell Westbrook, when he played with two superstars, James Harden and Kevin Durant, what field goal percentage do you think he shot? Take a wild guess.
Westbrook?
Yeah.
I would say probably around like 45, 50.
Yeah, so 43. Okay? 43. He plays with Kevin. Okay, one less superstar. He plays with Kevin Durant. Well, how much do you think he shot?
Probably around the same.
Yeah.
40.
What? 43. When he shot with just him this season, 42.
42.
So he's basically the same player, no matter how much. Like if you put in, he's basically making the point. It doesn't matter who's around him. He's always going to take the same volume of shots, and he's always going to shoot the same percentage. He could have all the superstars in the world, like they're thinking of putting Blake next to him, right? What difference is that going to make at the end of the day? You know?
True.
So they were just saying, like, he was making this point that no matter what, his career has always been a 43% shooter.
But I think, like, Harden's a better player.
I think Harden's a better player, too.
I think Harden's a better player.
I think Harden just is a better playmaker.
And Harden actually showed this year some glimpses that he's starting to play some good defense, but
I don't know. I don't agree with that, but
there were some like he played some good defense. I was like,
that's because your benchmark is so low to start off with,
Yeah,
Babar.
that's
It's
true.
like, oh, a little bit better now.
Yeah,
you know
but
what I mean?
like there's like some games I watched him play against even like Golden State. Like I'm like, wow, he's actually running around. He's like actually running around, playing some decent defense on Klay Thompson.
Yeah.
But no, I think Harden's a better player, man.
Yeah.
I think like him bringing the ball up and he's a better shooter. So when you're a better shooter,
Totally better shooter.
you become more valuable to your team.
Agreed.
And then you give better looks to Ariza,
Totally.
Beverly.
And your defender doesn't know what to do. They got to press up on you. They got to lay back. What do? He
Westbrook
can finish
just
close
goes 0 to 100 every single time.
That's the best thing about him. Like his fast break is unstoppable.
But his jumper is not as good, man.
No,
his
definitely
mid-range just before at the free throw line is very money.
Yeah.
But three-pointer,
Which he takes a ton of.
Tons of. Yeah. I think when he shoots like more than 9 3-pointers in a game in the regular season,
they must lose.
They were like a horrendous. Like,
that's
not
a
even
totally
playoff team.
That correlation totally makes sense.
But I think Rockets win that series in like 6.
Okay, fair enough. Rockets win that series. So
San Antonio in the other one.
San Antonio comfortably wins.
Warriors
Golden State
also.
wins. Okay, so who's in your conference finals for each? Okay.
Conference finals.
So let me say for East for me, I got John Wall and I got Cleveland. Okay. So Wizards and Cleveland, and I think that's gonna be one hell of a series. And I don't know if you think the same way, but I think the Wizards are actually playing really well. It might be also Atlanta is pretty garbage, but the Wizards, to be quite honest,
with
their
the
backcourt.
Wizards is simple, right? They are a very good offensive team. They just can't play defense, so they expect.
What does Cleveland play?
The same thing.
Offense or defense? Yeah.
Well, I know, but what I'm saying is just going to be a shootout.
Yeah.
So like
it's going to be 100 plus points every single game.
I think it's going to be like 110. Like
I would agree with that.
Because they got Bogdanovic, but he can't play defense. So like when he's on the floor. They're just generally a very bad defense team. When he's on the floor, they go like 10 points even worse. Yeah. So like they just say, okay, we're gonna throw our best 5 players out there. Yeah. We'll play them 44 minutes a game. You throw your best 5, and we'll try to make sure that we will beat you at the end of the day. Well, I mean, if I guess I would have same.
And then Western Conference is kind of obvious too.
Yeah, Warriors and probably well, you know what?
Who do you think between Spurs and Houston?
Maybe Houston.
You're picking Houston to beat San Antonio.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Why do you say that?
Because I think
San Antonio is the only team, along with Golden State, that's in the top 10 defense and offense.
Raptors were top 10 too. Both. Raptors were in the top 8.
I don't believe that.
Top 8 offense and defense in overall.
Interesting.
I just think San Antonio. It's gonna be too much pressure on Kawhi, man. I don't think he can do it. Like you just can't, man. You're gonna have hard. I'm telling you, man. Houston,
Be exhausted.
after the All-Star break, we're averaging close to 53 pointers a game.
Yeah.
They're not gonna change that, man.
You know what your brother said? He's like, what if Houston just upsets Golden State because they just game the system? This is what he said on the podcast. He's
I remember hearing that.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, though, right? Like, if I'm a really good, like I'm shooting 2-pointers, right?
Yeah.
And you take like X amount of 3-pointers,
Yeah.
but you're missing more, but you're making enough, right?
Yeah.
You're always gonna beat me because 3 is more than 2.
do you think they can actually outshoot Golden State?
Yeah, why not?
What do you mean, why not? They have
Why
the
not?
2 best shooters in the world.
That's 2. They got dudes on that lineup that was Shaq. Bro, look at Lou Williams, man. Lou Williams.
Oh, Lou Williams.
Lou Williams.
Lou.
Gordon.
Yeah.
Ryan Anderson gets the ball and it's already out of his hand. Like,
yeah. He's
honestly,
not doing well this series,
man,
though.
but you're a threat, and if you're a threat in the opponent's side,
Yeah.
you're a threat that can make a 3, right?
Yep.
Man, I was watching the other game. Beverly hit like the first 3-pointers that he took. I'm telling you, man, Houston has a chance.
Okay, so you have Golden State, Houston, you have Cleveland Wizards.
Yeah.
Okay,
Or maybe
and then,
Toronto and Wizards. No, I'm just.
I wish, buddy.
Wish, man.
I wish. Okay, and then who gets matched up?
Rematch.
Rematch? Okay. And who wins?
Golden State.
Okay. So we got your.
And I hate it, man. I really do. I hate Golden
hate
State.
it.
I hate Golden State and Cleveland in the finals. Like, I want some new blood, man. Like,
Yeah, me too, man. I'm sick of.
Like,
I'm
I
actually
wouldn't mind
sick of
if
it.
Washington makes it, but
As a LeBron fan, I want to see LeBron win one more. Come on,
Yeah.
like we gotta let him win one more. He needs 4 rings to be like, so we can tell all these Kobe haters, shut the hell up.
oh, bro, he's way better than Kobe.
Yo, tell him,
Kobe?
man. I have a separate episode. We'll call you for that separate episode. I'm gonna have like 4 people here, and I'm gonna have like 2 Kobe fans, 2
Guy
LeBron
who shot
fans.
like 40% in the finals. That guy.
Well, the guy who basically averaged like 44% for career.
Jeez, man. No.
You know what I mean?
Kobe, assassin. Killer when it mattered.
Yeah.
But guess what, man? He wasn't the best player. He's not a better player than LeBron.
Yeah.
He needed Shaq to get those 3 rings in the starting, man.
Yep.
And he needed Gasol and Bynum for the last one.
You tell him, Bobber. You tell him.
Like,
You tell those
man,
Kobe listeners out there.
Like, I know there's Kobe's sick. Like, don't get me wrong.
He's great.
But LeBron passed him a while ago, man.
Oh.
A while ago. I think he passed him in 2010.
Oh.
He already passed him. And no, not 2010. Sorry.
No.
2011.
11.
No, man, if you
he
look
had
at
to at least win his first ring.
No. Oh, the ring's different. Like, I'm talking about it as a complete player.
Oh, okay.
Like,
Fair
LeBron
enough.
James numbers, man. LeBron James numbers are getting better than Jordan. Like, he's
Yeah,
passing
yeah.
Jordan in certain numbers.
This year was his 15th consecutive year of the only player, 14th consecutive year, only player to average 25 points in a row.
Yeah. LeBron's averaging the highest rebounds
Yeah, of his career.
in his career in his
And
14th
assists.
season.
And assists. Yeah, and assists. Rebounds.
And
both.
he's shooting like
closing
50.
in closing on 9.
Yeah, like that's
The high
ridiculous,
eights.
man. How is he not the MVP?
Yeah, no, I just don't think the team has played well, to be quite honest.
Do you know the glaring stat was if you took LeBron James
Yeah, the point differential.
off
I don't know the number,
off
but
Cleveland
yeah,
and you put him on Brooklyn's a playoff team.
I believe
Easily.
that though. I believe you could do that to
Simply
any team.
with one. Yeah, but I'm saying Brooklyn, like he makes
worst record
Brooklyn better than 16 points alone just being on their team.
Yeah, I believe that.
Like
That's MVP to you.
that is MVP,
Yeah,
100%.
yeah.
But you know what? And if they give it to a co-MVP award,
Oh, you're
the
gonna be
NBA is stupid.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be co-MVP. I think it's gonna be James Harden.
It
No,
should
I
be.
think it's gonna be Russell Westbrook, but I want it to be James Harden. If I had to vote, I'd vote James Harden. But I think everyone's caught up with this triple-double thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, come on. Mainstream media is feeding everyone triple doubles are the way to go.
Man,
When you have a guy who's basically averaging 8.6 rebounds, which is the same thing, man.
yeah, and he led the league in assists.
I know.
That's even more
it's
crazy.
like 11 plus assists.
Oh man, all I have to say though is like we gotta win Game 5.
Yeah, that
We
for
gotta win
us,
Game
that's the
5,
only
man.
priority right now. We gotta
gotta
win
win
Game
Game
5. We gotta win Game 7 in my books, and Game 6. I don't know how you're gonna pull it off, but you're saying Game 6 in Milwaukee. We'll see how that goes.
Man,
But yeah, it's been a crazy playoffs, man.
it's it's always entertaining in the East because you just never know what's gonna happen in those other series. Cleveland's always a lock just because they have LeBron.
Always.
But it's the other series that definitely give. Like I still think Chicago's gonna beat Boston.
I think today.
6.
No, not today, but tomorrow's game will
I
be
think
the deciding one.
I think it'll be in 6, and I think Chicago wins Game 4. So Celtics probably win. I think it'll be finished in 6. And And you know what? Boston, they've got the best future, man. They just actually got to make some trades.
Yeah.
Like Danny Ainge has been like,
sitting on his
sitting
picks.
all these picks. Now you have them pick, but I don't think like they might not even re-sign Thomas, man.
Yeah, I don't think there's a need with the amount of point guards that are coming up in this draft, right? Like they have the number 1 pick. Brooklyn has the number 1 pick. Let's be real. They're gonna get the
Well,
number 1
you
pick.
never know if NBA
I know,
wants to fix it to the
yeah,
team. You never know,
but
right?
Boston Celtics is a pretty big market.
Pretty
They're
big
pretty
market,
legendary one. So if you want to fix it to someone, Boston Celtics would be the right one to fix it.
But
to.
I mean, there's a lot of point guards coming up. So Boston's got a really good future. Philadelphia, man's got a really good future too.
Yeah, Ben Simmons, Joel Embiid.
I hope just Embiid, man. Embiid doesn't get injured, man. He is gonna be the best center in the game. He's gonna be the best center in the game.
Let's think about this.
He's gonna be the best center in the game.
Okay,
I'm telling you.
fair enough. Could you imagine when LeBron basically is on his downhill, and then the East is going to be run by Philadelphia, who over the last 10 years have been horrendous, and Milwaukee, who over the last 10 years apart from this year has been horrendous.
Yeah.
That's the 1-2 seed.
And then obviously Boston will be in the mix.
Yeah.
Yes. And the Raptors.
It's crazy how this shifted.
I know, but where are we gonna be?
I don't know. We're
We
going to
have
be in
DeRozan.
the middle of the pack, if not
We'll
at the
have
bottom.
DeRozan and his tail end of his career,
Yeah.
beating all Vince Carter scoring records, and it's gonna be like, what do we have
And
to
we're
show
going to
for
retire
it?
his jersey, number 10. DeRozan, best Raptor ever. Oh, well, we got to win this series, man.
We gotta win this series.
We got to win
man.
this series. It's a must win.
I honestly, I'm a diehard Raptors fan too.
Yeah.
If we don't win this series, it's gonna be very hurtful, man.
Yeah.
Because I really think we can give a competitive matchup this time around to Cleveland. I think we really can.
I couldn't agree with you more,
But
man.
let's just take, you know what?
Let's
focus
look at
on
right
game
now
5.
because this is so far the series has been a little bit more than we can handle. So
But
far,
I think
it seems
Ibaka
like
bounces back really well. I think DeRozan hopefully gets us 20 plus, and I think Lowry's gonna have to have a double-double. I think assist and points.
Okay. Well, hopefully Lowry can produce because so far he hasn't. But all the Toronto fans, all of Canada pretty much is rooting for them right now.
Yeah.
So Babar, thank you so much for coming on
Thanks
to the
for having
podcast,
me,
man.
man. Appreciate it.
We appreciate having diehard fans. Anytime your
just
brother.
gotta say one more thing.
Yeah.
28-3.
28-3.
Patriots.
Go Patriots. Oh, we'll have you on closer to NFL season 2.
For sure, man.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me, man.
Yeah, no problem. No problem at all. All right, guys. Well, that was our episode this week. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We had Babar Khan, who's a diehard Toronto Raptors, diehard Toronto fan, period. And so it was a pleasure having him on the podcast, and we had a blast. And so tune in next time when we talk about NBA playoffs. See you guys.